Hi, I'm here to talk to you about the standardized testing portion of college admissions. There are two standardized tests that we're going to talk about today, the SAT and the ACT, but I want to show you where you can access these different, all of the resources we have regarding standardized testing. If you're in the school website, I'm going to show you that you are going into the Counseling Center. On the Counseling Center tab, you will see there's another tab here on the left for college information. On that college information tab, you can click right on college testing and prep, and that will take you to that page that will show you everything that we have in terms of resources for standardized testing. The first thing is that we want to talk about is the PSAT, which many of you took in October. The PSAT is only offered once a year, and it's an exam for juniors, and in order to qualify for national merit scholarships, it would have to be taken junior year. So if you took the test in sophomore year, those scores will not be able to be utilized for the National Merit Scholarship exam. And in the spring of junior year is a typical time for most students to be taking the SAT and the ACT exams. For most students, we recommend that they take one of each. In order to see which scores are better for you, which test is a better test for you. In 12th grade, you can also continue to take them. SATs and ACTs are offered 7 times a year. We're scrolling down a little bit. I'm going to show you the test dates, the SAT and then we have the registration date and then the score date that the tests get released. They're usually about 3 weeks after you've tested. Then there are also the ACT. Now, the ACT and the SAT are interchangeable. Colleges do not require one over the other. Every college in the country will accept one or the other. On the East Coast, we tend to be more SAT focused, but over the last several years, that shift has come into play and many more people are using the ACT. But the takeaway from it is that either one is totally acceptable and they're both offered 7 times a year. How do I register? Each one is an independent company. They have their own websites and you have to pay to take the exam. The cost is about $50. So you can register for the SAT on the College Board website and the ACT on the ACT website. So we have some resources as well in terms of prepping for the exams, because we don't recommend that you go in cold. What we recommend is that you do understand how to take the test, get a window into what's on the test, and we have some resources that will help you do that. One of the ways is to understand your PSAT score report. We have a link with a video showing you how to decipher those scores. We also have Khan Academy, which is for SAT prep only, because that is a College Board resource where you can take full-length practice tests. And then we also have, our school has Method Test Prep, which you can register for and do online prep for both SAT and ACT. And many students use that. Some people do use independent test consultants to help them with it, to prep for the exams, but we have a great online resource and it helps many, many students without any additional prep, because this one is free. The structure of the exams. I want to show you as we scroll down. We have a chart that will compare the SAT and the ACT. They're scored differently. The SAT is 1,600. It's in math and a reading section. It's 800 on each section. The College Board just announced, as many of you might have seen, that they're doing away with subject tests. They will immediately no longer offer subject tests. They used to offer tests in individual subject areas such as biology, foreign language, etc. Those are no longer an option, which is kind of a relief. And they also are actually omitting the option to take the essay. That essay is going to be obsolete come June. There are very, very few colleges in the country that require the essay, and there's been a move away from that. So it's optional essay, but they're doing away with it completely come June. And you can see this chart will help you and understand the length of the test. Now without the essay, they're about the same length. They're each about 3 hours. You still can take the optional essay on the ACT if you choose, but again, most colleges do not require it. ACTs are scored on a composite score. There are 4 sections, including a science section, and each one is out of 36 points, and you'll get a composite overall. If you're a student who has an IEP and you have accommodations, you want to check with your counselor and make sure that those have been requested. And College Board and ACT have the option of either denying those requests or accepting those requests. So just because they get accommodations at school does not mean that they will automatically get them, but we do apply for them. If you're not sure if you've done that yet, please check with your counselor and they can help you. But that's only for students who have an IEP. And that finishes my standardized testing. I want you to, the other thing I want to make sure that you understand is that you don't lose points for incorrect answers on either the SAT or the ACT. And when the time comes, you can choose which scores to send to colleges. So I'm going back to the SAT, ACT. I'm going to just tell you, because they're independent companies and because you have to pay for everything that you do associated with those testing bureaus, you get to choose which ones you're sending. We do not send your scores. That comes from you automatically.